basically, we still haven't, you haven't completed, researching.
No, I have not.
Okay, then that's all I need to know. So we
I
still
tell you
don't,
that.
we don't have a definite price. $7,500 is not a definite price. It could go up, it may go down, but, and we don't know for how many years and so on. So until, Mr. Frei gets a report from a forensic audit corporation, then I think we should not speculate on costs until we get the actual cost. That way there's no rumors, no speculation on high or low. Thank you, Mr. Frei.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to address this forensic audit. Mr. Frei was asked to give us an update on what he has already researched. He gave us the update on what he currently has. I appreciate that.
Another item under old business, Mr. Fino wanted to know the reason why the board was turned down by the county attorney. I attached a copy of the email the county attorney sent us, and what it says. He didn't really say. He said he had other things or other priorities, or he did not state the specific reasons, and I believe you have the copy of that.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I had already received that copy, and that was the question that I asked for when I read the copy of the letter saying that they would not represent us at this time. I was asking you as a chairperson to contact the county attorney and try to pressure them to find out why, give us a specific, that's all. If you could do that, that would answer some of the questions that were asked to me by the community.
You're welcome to do that. They'll answer you too. You're a board member.
Yes, but you're the chairman. If you give me access or permission to contact the county, I will do that. And I will report what I find at the next meeting. Thank you. I will do that.
Okay, Mr. Fino and Ms. Roll wanted to know exactly which signatures were on the blank bank cards kept at the station. I'm not sure I understand, kept at the station. But it says, along with the 17-page document and the correspondence emails with the bank. The 16-page document I emailed to Mr. Fino and Ms. Roll, and I believe I also sent you the 16, it's actually 16 page, not 17. And on page 5 was the names of Chief Paul Peterson and Jill Schultz.
Yes, again, I thank you for sending those to me. I do have those in my possession, and I'm looking at those a little more carefully. I can see some of the confusion that the Chase Bank had, and I hope to see those rectified soon. Thank you again.
Okay, new business. Consider placing a permanent agenda item discussing upcoming items to be placed on a future agenda. This would allow each board member to state what they would like to discuss at the next meeting. That member would then be responsible for providing the agenda item, attachments, and any possible action to be taken, also including who requested each agenda item. The agenda item would be emailed to the chairman and placed on the agenda.
Question.
Yes.
Can the public respond to that?
No, ma'am. We motion or vote on, we want to put this on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
the way it's worded, I do not believe we can actually vote on this yet. We would have to, next meeting, have it placed for a discussion and possible vote. Right now, it does not have the voting option we can just consider.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
in other words, what you're saying, if a member on the board wants to make an agenda item, he is responsible for that agenda item. Is that
Correct.
lay my terms?
Do the groundwork and provide the question, and we debate it and vote on it.
That's not strictly. That's all.
Okay. Okay, new business item 2. Review, discuss, and possible vote PA system for board meetings. Amazon, and there's a big old alphabetical part number there. 1200 watt professional portable 12-inch speaker, PA system, dual mic, wireless, rechargeable battery, and it's all for $198.99. And what this was, it was a battery-powered unit. You don't even have to plug it into a wall. And then, wherever you're having a board meeting, the people in the back can hear better.
I would donate that $200. Sorry, I'm out of order. I will donate the $200.
Another plus, if we would buy this particular unit, they are wireless microphones, so when we have a call to the public, we can hand the public a microphone and everybody can hear the public, and that's what we want.
Can I control the button?
Mr. Chairman, you're paying for it, buddy, you can control everything. I'd like to make a motion to accept, we adopt that with one amendment. We accept Lonnie's $200. Do I have a second?
I will second the motion.
Okay, just take the,
We do,
Glad
we
you
buy the
all
Amazon
agreed
system.
on that. Thank you.
We buy the Amazon 1200 watt professional portable 12-inch speaker TA dual mic wireless charge battery system, $198.99.
okay, the motion has been made and seconded. All in favor? Raise your right hand. Oh, well, just raise any hand. That was unanimous.
Amazing, eh?
I'll put a star by this one. Okay, now next comes review, discuss, and possibly vote. Review or terminate with or without cause Chief Peterson's contract. Do you have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we terminate without cause Chief Peterson's contract.
We're gonna discuss. Do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay,
Question,
yes.
where do you think you get off doing that? You've only worked with him for 2 months. You don't know him, you don't know his abilities. Where do you think you're going with
You're out of
this?
order.
What about
No, that's part of the
No, we're not out of order.
That's discussion.
It's for discussion.
Discussion,
What about reviewing the 6 months first?
yeah.
We need to recall this board. Recall the board.
Mr. Chairman, need to maintain order.
Oh, wait, you don't need that on your side of clapping, do you?
Mr. Chairman, part of the discussion, I think a review of Chief Peterson is the way that it should have gone initially. Review could have led to the motion that has been made after the review. Of course, a review involves just not discussing Chief Peterson, but actually conducting a proper paperwork-controlled item questionnaire for each board member. Did the chief do this? Has the chief performed in this position? Rank him accordingly. This is part of the review. I feel that the termination without cause of Chief Peterson's contract it's a legal motion. These three made it. It'll be voted on. I will vote against it. I think it's totally wrong. to come out without any type of review for a new board who has not had any contact or working effort with our chief at this time. I would like to see this motion redacted and the new motion to review Chief Peterson's contract.
Are you making that a motion?
No, I'm asking
Okay.
for the original Mr. Frei's motion to redact that, to take it back, basically, is a redacting process, and go the proper route that we would show any person that has spent the amount in time and effort in this community, saving lives and putting out fires and spending hours training and taking classes. That should have been the way to go. I will not vote for this. I will vote against it, even though I feel strongly that we will not win.
Finish, Mr.?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
I have a question for the chairman, if I may.
I have some reasons that I feel that we need.
Hopefully you sought legal advice.
We're talking about the contract.
No, you said without cause, Mr. Jones, so you cannot give out any reasons without a
I'm
review of
sorry.
the chiefs.
I'm sorry. Let me correct that. Some of the reasons I feel that we should terminate this contract with cause,
Without cause,
No.
Mr. Chairman.
without cause.
The motion is without cause.
Sorry.
Fino, Mr. Chairman.
The initial
Point of
salary.
order, just a minute. I would appreciate if you ask Mr. Fino, I'm asking him politely, through the chairman, to allow you to control the meeting, and if something needs to be corrected, you can correct it. If Mr. Fino would like to make a point of order, make a point of order instead of just blurting out something. That's part of the problem, is just blurting out and getting into an argument. In the discuss, he can speak whatever he wishes. I'm surrendering the
Well,
floor.
point of order,
Yes, Mr. Finn.
this is not a review of Chief Peterson's contract. I feel Mr. Jones's comments of reviewing the chief and giving reasons why the chief should be fired is not part of the motion that was made. The motion was to terminate without cause Chief Peterson's contract. It has nothing,
Mr. Fino,
Mr. Frei is pointing out that the agenda item says review, discuss, and possibly vote. To review or terminate. So they have decided not to review, but to terminate without cause Chief Peterson's contract. That is a point of order that is on that. Mr. Jones's comments should not be allowed. One, for legal purposes, and two, it is not part of the motion. I stand by my point of order. If Mr. Chairman does not comply or agree with me, then he is violating also open meeting law.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Chairman, what I'm trying to say is to the reasons to terminate the contract without cause. The initial salary was voted upon by the board at $48,000 a year. And then when it was brought back to the board with all the corrections that we had put in, the contract, it was brought up to 55,000, and that was not voted upon by the then current board, and I had questioned that then.
You were on that board.
Shut up.
Under termination, paragraph F, the word alcohol was removed from the sentence. This is a conflict with the Sunsites Pearce Fire Department policies, procedures, and guidelines. Under conditions of employment, section 301.2, drug and alcohol testing, which applies to all prospective and current employees of the Sunsites Pearce Fire Department. This policy states, it is the policy of the district to demand a drug and alcohol-free work environment so the employees have safe, healthy, and productive conditions in which to work so that the community receives the highest quality of service that it expects. The omission of the word alcohol is a conflict with ARS 23-493, which applies to any employee working in the occupation under ARS Title 32. Under employee term and conditions, paragraph M, actual working hours are not clearly defined as to set a time during the day. Instead, the contract reads, employee agrees that at least 40 hours a week must be devoted to district business. That doesn't state whether or not he's going to spend a 12-hour shift or a 24-hour shift and count that towards his 40 hours. Under compensation, paragraph D, paid time off, 3 weeks paid vacation, does not define what a working day is. This could mean the difference between having a fire chief take 21 days off or 15. The current contract does not say how paid time off is to be accrued. Is it 15 days, 21 days, all at the very first of the year, or does he accrue it throughout the year? Under compensation, paragraph B, the cost of living adjustment salary increase is based.
Time is up, Chairman.
I request more time to complete.
I'd like to raise a question, Mr. Jones, before we proceed. You guys have had your 3 minutes. Correct, Mr. Jones?
So I am requesting for more time.
And I am requesting my chance to speak.
Mr. Jones is not finished yet.
He's had his 3 minutes. I think I was.
Point of order?
Point of order?
No, I'm
That is-
asking a point of order.
I am appealing to the chair for a few more minutes to finish.
Granted.
Under compensation, paragraph B, the cost of living adjustment salary increase is based on other employees' increases. Since the fire chief sets the pay raises given other employees, he is in essence setting his own salary increase. Under employee terms and conditions, paragraph G, the spending authority given to the fire chief is too vague. No numerical amount has been set. The indemnification clause at the end of the contract needs to be looked over by the attorney, as it is too broad and could have a potential to involve the Sunsites Pearce Fire Department in lawsuits unnecessary. That is all I have, sir.
Thank you. Question?
Yes, Mr. Sam.
I don't understand, Mr. Jones, why you are blaming the former board, which you were part of, for the misconceptions of his contract. I think it's up to the board to correct those. Now, this whole contract was taken to the county attorney. It was approved by the county attorney. It was tweaked by the county attorney, and it was presented back to the board. Now, if you're saying that you are partly responsible for this ill-written contract, you are to blame, not the chief. The chief had nothing to do with writing the contract. So why are you trying to terminate the chief's contract without bringing this to the board and saying, this is what we have to do with the chief's contract? These are the questions I have. These are the errors I have found. And as a board, we correct the chief's contract. We don't terminate the chief because you feel the board made a mistake, which you, again, were part of that board. I just don't understand your concept or your direction that you're going to terminate the chief because the board, which again, you were a previous member and you approved that contract.
Correction, I did not approve.
You were there. Why didn't you bring up those?
I did.
You did not bring up, it is not in the minutes, Mr. Jones, I'm sorry. So, let's not crucify the chief for what the board was negligence in doing what we should have done properly. You as a board member should have brought those out. We can correct those. We can take them back to our attorney. There's no need to terminate a chief's contract because of our errors. Now, all of this is on the minutes. This is all documented that, Mr. Jones, it was our fault that the contract was out. And that's all I have to say.
I was at that meeting that night, and the contract came back to the board. There was several changes or modifications or items that had been put onto the contract. And I believe Mr. Jones wanted to do each thing that was changed to have an approval of it by the board. But the chairman of the board said, no, we're voting on the whole contract, not pieces of it. And that's the way it went. Yes, Mr. Fino.
Again, instead of speculation and saying what you think you believe, let's stop the speculation. Just present the minutes. Check the minutes and correct me if I'm wrong, correct Mr. Jones if he's wrong, but let's check. It's this little innuendos of blame go nowhere. Let's just check the facts, check the minutes. So, no speculation, no innuendos of blame. Let's put this on the table for the next meeting. Let's get those minutes out. If I am wrong, I will admit I'm wrong. If Mr. Jones is wrong, I hope he has the gumption to admit he's wrong. If the board is wrong, then let's correct it as a board. We have 2 new board members that
Should not be voting?
that should learn to do this because there will be more contracts coming up in the future. All I'm saying is we cannot place the blame on the chief and terminate the chief because of our mistakes. Yes.
The motion.
The motion is on the board, Mr. Chairman. The motion is before the board to, let me go back and pull it up. There's 2 clauses. Now, before I make that motion, reclarify that motion, I just want to state the contract also states that we can terminate with or without cause. Without cause is no particular blame on either the board or Chief Peterson's contract. So the motion before the board is to review, to terminate without cause Chief Peterson's contract. That motion has been seconded. The discussion has been made. I make a motion, we move for a vote.
One more point of order. I'd like to point out the specifics in Chief Peterson's contract gives him 60 days notice. I hope the board understands that and complies with that 60-day notice if they choose to terminate Chief Peterson. That's all I have to say.
Okay, absolutely. All in favor of termination of the contract, raise your hand. All those opposed? Okay, we have 3, 4, and 2 against.
Recall the board. Recall the board.
Recall the board.
Recall the board.
Okay.
60-day notice. Are you giving compensation for that?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be.
Wait, that's got to be a board. You can't just say, oh, yes, we're going to compensate them, Rebel. That has to be it has to be voted on by the board.
You guys gotta let them. That's what you need to do.
They need to do things
You need to
right,
let them
Pastor
speak.
Thacker, and you
No,
stop. You, sir, need to speak the truth before you speak. You are a preacher.
Please have Mr.
Sounds like a vendetta.
Easy guy.
I'm fine.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to be excused from the rest of this meeting.
I'm fine. Let go. I'm gonna.
They need to be speaking.
That's fine. They can speak.
Let them speak.
They can speak.
Police, get out of there.
Don't tell me what
Get out of there.
to
You're right in their way. Something, if they go to blows, you're gonna get hit.
It works for the better good of our community. We all fight and point fingers and call names. What is wrong with us? Seriously, I'm ashamed. I mean, we're in the front news of the range all the time, and Cletus stands at the store that I run bragging about this is the greatest show in town. Come to the fire board meeting. Come see the best show. How many times have you said that, Cletus? Huh? Seriously, we're pointing. We are pointing fingers and calling each other names. You know, I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of you.
Oh, sure. No problem. You're a God-fearing man.
You know what? Was it your right to be speaking?
Sure, I am a tax-paying member
So
of the
am I.
district. Well, then I have a right to speak
Okay,
too.
but not at that point in time.
Well, you know, because
You guys can recall them.
yeah.
That's legal.
Make a motion that we table Chief Peterson 6-month review.
We can't hear anything you guys are saying.
We just terminated the review because it's not.
Brilliant.
We have one more call of the public.
Okay, we have a call from the public. Yes, ma'am.
I was under the impression when I came here that nothing was going to happen, that our fire department was going to continue and everything. You assured me of that.
It is, ma'am.
Thank you for assuring me beforehand. I'm glad that you worked to that end, and your main focus was to maintain an efficient, rapid response fire department. I thank you very much, Roger.
I think that was.
Karen Sargent, and I can't believe that you guys ran on transparency when you do exactly what you said the old board did. Anyone has any type of a